Evening peeps, evening. We're back again, live for the final round of Archie's Journey Multi-Class League. You've just seen the We Are Driven intro. The We Are Driven team still pushing Archie's Journey, still pushing Bradley Lowry Foundation. Get yourselves over to the Facebook pages and click those like buttons, people. Then get yourselves over to We Are Driven, find out what's going on over there and what we're up to. And then get yourselves over to www.justgiving.com/campaign/Archie's Journey and go donate on there if you can. Thank you very much. Right, tonight the final rounds of the Multi-Class League. So this is the Archie's Journey Multi-Class League. Putting the word out about Archie's Journey. So you can see on screen there, great big GR3 Corvette. We are live from Interlagos. 2 races for you. We've got half an hour feature race and then a 15-minute sprint race. Reverse grid for top 8 in race 2 as well. Tricky circuit. I'm not keen on Interlagos, if I'm perfectly honest. Not my favourite circuit at all. Right, enough of that. I fluffed it up at the beginning. You've already seen this this score. Let's go through the scores then. So, Raul leading the way with 234.5 points, out of touch really from second place P1 Dylan. 199.5 points. Champ in third for 187 points. Mocking Weeks 4th with 155 points. Benny 5th with 138 points. Reg GT 6th with 126.5. We've got Mental Nev in 7th with 110 points. Aldo in 8th with 85 points. Valium in 9th with 82 points. Baggy 10th with 75.5 points. 11th for Manny with 66.5 points. Also 66.5 is Tatey in 12th. 60.5 points is P1 Don for 13th. Dodgy is 14th with 42 points. And at the bottom of the pack there, we've got P1 Gravel Trap. 29 points on board for Grav. A couple of reserve drivers as well. 14 points for Pilgrim. 14 points for CJ. So joint 16th if you like. And P1 Rob had a quick go as well. 6 points on the board for him. And then just below that, we've got the team. So Raul, team captain for Bionic Sendits on 661 points. Second place team captain is P1 Dylan for the Mental Asylum Racing, 507 points. Mocking Weeks for his team captain for the Capsicum Anum Viri, or the Potato Men. 469 points on board for them. So there could still be on between second and third place for teams, but I think the Bionic Sendits have taken it so far. So let's have a look at fastest laps, etc., etc. Last week we had Raul taking fastest lap in the feature, Dylan taking fastest lap in the sprint, pole for Raul in qualifying, and Baggy picking up driver of the day there. So a few extra points on board for those drivers. Right, don't forget people, still got plenty of merch, plenty of stickers available, some t-shirts left as well. Hit me up at darksmoker@googlemail.com if you fancy one of those. £22 each plus free postage and one free sticker. And stickers are £3 a pair. Again, hit me up at darksmoker@googlemail.com if you want one of those or some of those, or get hold of me on the Facebook page. Right, let's get into this one. So the finals, it's all about really personal positions, not so much about team points now, as the Bionic Sendits have pretty much stomped away with it. Somebody going backwards there. Right, let's have a flick over and see who we've got in the room. We've got Mocking Weeks, we've got me. Why's Dizzy just left the room? Dizzy, stop messing about. I've gone to find a livery maybe. Bags is in the house. Mental Nev, Reg GT, Aldo, Dylan, Gravel Trap, Dodgy, Manny, Valium, Benny, Tatey, Raul and Don. And we just wait for Dizzy hopefully to return. So have you boys started qualifying yet? We're waiting for a lobby reset. Big muscle cars heading around this tight little circuit at Interlagos. See how they get on. We've already seen cars spinning backwards. These rear wheel drives can be a bit of a handful. Nev currently got himself on pole position though, if this is a pole, if this is qualifying I mean. 1:30.1 for him. Dylan got himself second, but he's left and come back, so sticking in purple sectors at the minute, Dylan. He's only 2/10 behind Mental Nev's time, so he's on a 1:30.3. Still putting in purple sectors, Dylan. What can he do? This is a tight hairpin coming up. Very tricky to get these rear-wheel drive cars to do what you want around that turn. And then that's the timing mark coming up. Oh, it's not quite as quick. 1/4 second down, I think. Let's see if it's quick enough. I don't think it is. No, not quite. 1:31.11, but puts himself within a cigarette paper of Mental Nev, just 0.05 of a second. Nev come in, fresh set of boots on for him. Still on that 1:30.106, whereas Dylan's is a 1:30.111. 0.05 in it. I'm leaving the lobby. Well, we're not going to miss you on track, Reg. Overall, yes, the whole team's looking like a wasp tonight. Big shout out to everyone over at Digital Car Culture. Big shout out to everyone over at Cowabunga Car Diaries. David Infinity Decals, all the boys at P1. Everyone at We Are Driven as well. Shout, shout, shout. All that sort of stuff. Ryan, how you doing, my friend? You stopping in for a bit of rear-wheel drive action. Final round of the multi-class league from the P1 boys tonight. Digital Car Culture, smash down the rear quarter of that thing. Infinity Decals logo as well. A big shout out to the boys over at It's Okay Not To Be Okay as well. You can see just in the air vent scoop of Manny's car. I-OK and to be okay. That's what you'll be seeing on his car. Mental Nev then still holding that pole, 1:30.1. Where is Dylan? He must be back out on track. Oh, they're resetting for qualifying now. Left it a bit long, boys. 10 minutes. God blimey. Okay, absolutely full lobby then. 15 out of 15 drivers on track. Back on it. Qualifying restarting now. Can Mental Nev retake that pole? Already out on track, being closely chased by Benny at the minute. Livery's looking good. That's all 3 teams in a row there. So Mental Nev driving for Mental Asylum Racing, although not team captain, as you would expect, being Mental Nev. Bionic Sendits then for Benny. That's the livery these boys are rocking tonight. Capsicum Anumviri, or the Potato Men, rocking the Wasp livery. Right, out that's done then. Starting to put their hot laps in. Only a short qualifying for this one. And their first man out on track then. Already put in a bit of time over Benny. Weeks not gaining a toe at the minute either from Benny. Raul behind him in 4th at the minute. Reg GT, 2nd of the Wasps, 3rd of the Wasps for Don. It's another tricky turn as well, turn 4. Get that live chat on. Then towards Bico de Pato. Okay, let's get ourselves up with Mental Nev. He is going to be the first man to cross the line. Let's see what he puts in. Ooh, a little bit wide through Junkao, but it's not cost him anything. Actually pulling more time from Benny by the looks of it. Big gap developed there. Mental Nev then sticks in even quicker, 1:29.886. Positions are swapping already. Don gets himself into 2nd. Nobody able to unseat that pole position time with Mental Nev's at the minute. Drivers waiting to cross the line. There it goes though. Dylan just takes it, 1:29.763. 10.5 quicker than Mental Nev's quickest. Can he get that back? Position now then. Don 3rd, all drivers through the start finish line. Monkey Weeks into 4th, Raul 5th, Dizzy 6th, Benny in 7th, Reg GT in 8th, Manny in 9th, Valiant 10th, Tatey 11th, Aldo 12th, Dodgy 13th, Baggy in 14th, Gravel Trap 15th. Now then, can Gravel Trap not finish last in tonight's race? That's his hope. Can he keep it out of the gravel? There's not a lot of gravel here, to be perfectly honest. Plenty of places to run wide though. Can the Canadian not finish at the bottom of the pack tonight? That's his ambition. Pole sitter Dylan then. Can he put a faster lap in this one? Again, only a short little qualifier. They do get to finish their laps off when they're done. Into the pits though, fresh set of tyres. I think Mental Nev's already come in. Yes, he has. Everyone going for a fresh set of boots. Not Benny though. Benny's stopping out. 1:30.593, just putting his fastest in. Still only 6th position though. He also in the pits. Manny just coming through, heading down towards turn 4. Sitting in 8th. Valiant also coming in the pits for a fresh set of boots. Tatey has not. Baggy hasn't. Aldo hasn't. Dodgy hasn't. And Gravel Trap hasn't. Why did it suddenly flick all the way down to that? Still 15th at the minute though, Grav. What do you got this lap? 1:35.9, a little bit quicker, half a second. So out laps for all these boys again with a fresh set of boots. Why are you parked up at the side of the track there, mocking? Benny then does decide to come in. He wants a fresh set of tyres. Is he running slow as well? Maybe just taking his time on the out lap to save those tyres. Reg GT just giving him a warm-up before he hits this final turn through Junkao then. Now time to put that pedal to the metal for Reg GT. Start their 2nd of the hot laps. Again, all chucking themselves in the pits for a fresh set of boots. Dylan then still on that out lap. He's coming through to start another hot lap. Mental Nev already out. 5,000 quicker than his time. Can he take a few more tenths out? Sorry, was that 5 thousandths down from Dylan's time? What have you got, Mental? 7.5 minutes into quali. Doesn't spin the rear up, coming through to this timing line now. What have you got, Mental? Is it purple? It's not. 1/4 of a second down at the minute. Gets that final turn wrong, but I don't think it's going to be enough to make up 1/4 of a second at this start-finish straight. He will get to put another lap in though. Flicks over to that 1:30 mark, so it gets to go again. Then Mental Nev's Dylan putting in purple sectors again, just around that final turn. Is he going to go quicker? 1:29.763 is the current pole time. All the drivers straddling that green line. All 4 wheels across that green line will pick you up a penalty, and he does go quicker. 1:29.658. 1/10 quicker than his previous. Looks like he's happy with that, pulls over. Mental Nev's still out on track then, trying to better that time of his. He's only 1/4 of a second off. What have you got, Mental? 45 seconds remaining of qualifying. With his timing line, 4 seconds down. Not looking good for Mental then. Looks like he's going to have to settle for 2nd position. Baggy race lobby host, so they might get to finish another lap if he can cross the line, which he will do. No, he's slowing down. He's happy with that one. So looks like Dylan on pole then. Mental Nev 2nd, Don in 3rd. Weeks is going to be in 4th position. Raoul takes 5th. Benny's going to be 6th. Looks like he's still out on a hot lap. See where Benny ends up if he can go quicker. 1:30.593 for him at the minute. Dizzy in 7th. Also looks like he's still on an outlap. Not rocking team colours. Dizzy. It's disgusting. Reg GT then sitting in 8th position. 1:30.905. Manny in 9th, trying to take a set of tyres out. Oh, he's got damage as well. Aldo in 10th. 1:31.0. Valium in 11th. Tatey in 12th, Baggy 13th, Dodgy 14th, Gravel 15th. Who was still out? Oh, there we go though. That is race start underway. Positions as they were then. Half an hour feature race coming up for you lot. Let's see how they get on. Tricky first few turns as well. Dylan then leads us away. He's going to be closely chased by Mental Nev, who has actually got the inside line into turn 1 if he can hold it. Revs are up then. Wait for the red lights to drop. Go green and we're away. It's a good start by everyone by the looks of it. Oh, a little bit of... Oh, there's chaos in the background. What happened there? Valium. I don't even know what happened. Did you just peel it off the line sideways and fire it into the wall yourself? Didn't look like there was any contact between anyone, but I don't know. I wasn't in the car. Nobody hanging about for him, at least, anyway. So back up front, Dylan still leading, Mental Nev still 2nd. Aldo saying, who was that? Though under pressure for that top spot. Mental Nev looking to run around the outside, but he's left the door open. Don squeezed his way up the inside. Mental Nev running a little bit wide. Loses that position then. Mental drops down to third. He's now got Mocking Weeks pressuring him for that position as well. Benny in fifth behind. Managed to get past family member and teammate Raoul. Fifth and sixth for those two. Dizzy seventh. Benny a little bit wide through there. Contact as well through the turn, still holding on to it. These two side by side as they head down towards Junk Out. Who's going to have it? Benny still. Side by side on the exit between Raoul and Benny. I think I'll go for a little bit of this as we run down here. Onboard action, still side by side. Raoul's going to have the advantage into the next turn. Got to watch that Dizzy doesn't slot one up the inside as well. Allows Benny. Sorry, Raoul does come through. Sorry, I thought we were on board with Raoul. We're not. We're on board with Benny. So Raoul gets back through to fifth. Benny sixth. Dizzy seventh. Nice rear wing there. Benny is a little bit wide through there, but doesn't slow him down. Dizzy in seventh. Then Reg GT tucked right behind him for eighth. Closes up as they head into turn four. Manny just behind Reg as well for ninth. Get ourselves back up front and see what's kicking off. Still Dylan up front, Don second, Mental Nev third, Mocking Weeks fourth. Top four pulled a bit of a gap then. 1.6 seconds over fifth place. Raoul been battling out with Benny. Now starts pulling a gap. Benny in sixth then. Dizzy right behind him, 0.3 of a second back. Through Vico, pushing Benny through there. To stay close to him so he can benefit from the toe down this start finish straight. Reg GT trying to do the same thing as well. Manny just off the back, just possibly out of that slipstream range. Yeah, 1.1 seconds back unfortunately. GT though is in slipstream range, but I think this is the fight we need to be on with. Dizzy chasing down Benny, closing up then as they come past the pit entrance. Slots his way up the inside. Benny run it around the outside in turn one. Dizzy outbreaking Benny through there, up into sixth. Benny seventh. And GT unable to take advantage of that. Does close up on these two. Now here comes Benny looking for that position back off of Diz. He's in the slipstream down towards turn four. Wrong way. Gets the job done. Can Dizzy slot one back up the inside? No, he can't. So Benny back up into sixth then. Dizzy seventh. And GT tucked right onto the back of this fight now. Still no change up front. Dylan still leading. Dondo looking a little bit dangerous up the inside. He's backed out. Nothing in it between the top four. Raoul trying to get onto this fight as well. He's not that far back. Need a second. Valium's left the room now. Not sure what's happened there. So Dylan headed down towards Junkow then on the end of lap 3. Still nothing in it between the top four. Getting a drag off of Dylan in front. He's punching the hole through the air at the minute. Don looking to run around the outside into turn one. He's got himself in front. Can he carry the speed around the outside? Almost side by side. Almost side by side, but Dylan just holds on to it. Don looking ever so dangerous though, trying to get it back up the inside. Into turn 4. Dylan goes defensive though. Wasp now looking to run around the outside, being chased by Mental. The second one of Mocking Weeks looking for a way through this fight as well. Raoul, Benny, Dizzy and Reg in the background, slowly closing up on this fight. Again, Don not able to chuck one up the inside. Mental Nev though does, but he's going to lose out through here. Don should just be able to keep the line. Holds on to second. Mocking Weeks tries to slot one up the inside as well, but there's Raoul right on the back of this fight now, bringing Benny, Dizzy and Reg with him. 8-way punch up then it's going to be for top spot any second. Still nothing in it. Top 5 now, bumper to bumper pretty much. Mocking Meat sticks a wheel on the grass, slowed him down a little bit. Still keeps himself within slipstream distance of Mental Nev. All going to close up again as they come down towards this first turn. Mocking looking for a totally different line through there. The inside of Mental, but Raoul tries squeezing his way through as well. Could have been race over for the pair of them. Puts himself back under pressure. He's had to back off from Mocking Weeks. He's put himself under pressure from teammate and family member Benny. Is Benny going to chuck one up the inside at turn 4? No. Still absolutely nothing in it here. Don and Dylan bumper to bumper, looking for a way through. Then Don looking for the cut back up the inside here as they head into the S's. Mental Nev also thought about chucking one up the inside. Oh, Mocking Weeks nearly managed to get side by side with Mental. Had to back off. Whoa, Don got a bit fishtaily coming out of there. Mental Nev and Mocking Weeks tried to take advantage, didn't work. Raoul and Benny tucked right into this fight. Dizzy's only 2/10 back from Benny as well. And who's behind him? Reg GT, not that far off either. It's Manny right at the end of that train. Just coming into Junkow now, and there is a great run by Mocking Weeks on Mental Nev. He's got Junkow perfectly. He's had to leave the door open while battling out with Don. Don then drags himself over to this side of the track, gives his teammate the toe. They're going to be 3 wide as they hit turn 1. Going to stay with Mocking Weeks. Yeah, tight through there. Nev trying to stay side by side with Mocking, not quite worked out, so he has to slot himself into 4th, puts himself under pressure from the 2 Germans behind, and they are all over the rear end. Oh, Mental Nev's picked up a bit of a penalty as well, maybe a little bit tight through one of those turns. We're going to see Raoul or Benny chuck one up the inside at turn 4. No, everyone just has to back off through there. Mental Nev's gone a bit deep. Raoul comes up the inside. Mental Nev holding side by side. No, he can't. Ooh, Raoul runs a bit deep, but holds on to that 4th. Gets himself back in front of Mental Nev then. Dylan then still leading. Don 2nd, just 3/4 of a second back to Mocking Weeks, who we're on board with. There is Raoul coming back under pressure from Mental Nev, just trying to drop his penalty. He's managed to get his way through into 6th as well. What happened to Benny? I think he's got one of those turns a little bit wrong. Put himself under pressure from Reg GT just in the background there as well. Let's go and have a look at that little fight. Reg GT going to get a great toe down here. Benny got a good exit though. Got a penalty to lose as well, as has Dizzy in front. Closing up now then, Reg. Can he get the job done into turn 1? Goes defensive. Looks to run around the outside, wants to be side by side with Benny through there, not able to do it, and he loses a bit of his penalty. Reg looks for a better exit, try for a run down into turn 4, but Benny gets a good pull away from there as well. Holds on to 7th then, Benny. Right, ball change. Dylan still leading. Don right behind him for 2nd. Again looking for a move on him. Not quite got it done. Mocking Weeks up into 3rd. Raoul 4th. Mental Nev 5th. Dizzy had just got that position but then lost it. Down into 6th then for Diz. Benny 7th. Reg GT 8th. Still pretty close together. Manny then, oh, just missed Manny. Manny in 9th, he's 2.9 seconds back. So first of the big gaps developing here then. Tatey another 7.8 seconds back. Dodgy just 3/4 of a second behind him in 11th. Baggy again just 1.1 seconds back, so tight little battle here at the back of the pack. And then Aldo is 11.9 back. And unfortunately Gravel Trap 21.5 seconds back. really lost Valium in this one. Unfortunately, Grav, looks like you are going to end up last in this one. We'll see how you get on in race 2 though. So still nothing in it. Top 4, bumper to bumper through those first couple of turns. How long can Dylan hold on to this lead? Those 4 drivers threatening him behind. Teammates Don and Mocking Weeks shouldn't be getting involved with each other, but you never know what might happen. It's his final round. Everything to play for, really. So top 4 starting to pull a little bit of a gap then from Mental Nev behind. Mental under a bit of pressure from Dizzy and Benny. Nice and tight through there. Gets himself 0.6 of a second gap. He needs to think about extending that, drop these boys behind. They all do. Kick up a bit of sand through there, gap up to 0.7 of a second. Just within slipstream range, so they will close back up on him as they head down towards this first turn. But a little bit far back now. Dylan needs to have them make a mistake like that every other lap. Oh, Don's gone a bit deep there. That's put Mocking Weeks under pressure from Raoul behind. Dylan picks up a penalty for running a bit wide. Don carrying far too much speed through there as well. Holds on to second though. Mocking Weeks holds on to third. Raoul still 4th. Raoul almost slot himself up the inside of Mocking Weeks in turn 1. Work out. Benny's managed to fire himself past Mental Nev and Dizzy, back up into 5th. Mental Nev coming back at him though, and Dizzy side by side as they head into the S's. Still side by side through here. Who's going to win out? Dizzy, I think, just getting himself in front. He has. Into 6th then, Mental Nev 7th, Reg GT still 8th, but now right behind Mental Nev. Manny still only 2.7 seconds down. Dodgy then had a little bit of a lonely race, 10 seconds in front of Manny. He's got nearly 3 seconds back to Baggy. Gap starting to stretch out in this fight at the back of the pack. Aldo 12th, another 9.8 seconds down from Bags. 13 seconds back to Tatey. Grab another 28 seconds down. Right, top drivers in the pits. Benny stops out. He takes a race lead. Dizzy stops out as well, takes 2nd. Mental Nev stops out, takes 3rd. HGT stops out, takes 4th. Dodgy also stopping out. Baggy in, Dylan in. Out now though. So should come out in 5th position. Sorry, 6th position behind Dodgy. And there it is. Back out the pits as they were. Dylan still holds 1.2 seconds over Don. As we wait for these front runners to come in the pits then. Not stopped yet, the top 5. Benny leading us round. Dizzy 2nd, Mental Nev 3rd. Benny trying to lose his penalty through there. Putting himself under pressure from Diz. Diz trying to come up the inside as they head down towards Junk Out. Oh, Benny's got it all wrong. He's gone wide through there. Dizzy get the run on him before they get into the pits. Benny's in that inside line. I think they're all going to chuck themselves in this lap. There they go. Top 4. We're going to see Dodgy in as well. Dodgy comes in now then as well. So Dylan comes through to retake race lead. Still got about a second penalty, 0.8 he's got to lose. Has still got 1.2 seconds, sorry, it's a second now between himself and Don. Sorry, that's the wrong driver. Not lost his penalty yet, Dylan. Down to a second between himself and Don. Mockingbird still holding on to third. Rowell still holding on to fourth. Nothing that anybody's been able to do about anybody else at the minute. They've been first, second, third and fourth for a few laps now. So Benny back out the pits in fifth. Fresh tyres. Dizzy also out in sixth. Mental Nev seventh. Manny in eighth. Managed to get himself past Red GT. Two teammates here. What will happen? Reg's got a little bit of a penalty to, or so's Manny actually. Are there going to be team orders at play? Or is it fight for the race? Tatey then 10th. Oh, picked up a penalty as well, 0.6 seconds. Baggy in 11th. Got Dodgy for company in 12th. Both drivers stopped. Aldo in 13th, 9 seconds down. Gravel trap, 54 seconds down. Dylan then still holding that penalty. Rocky Weeks and Don still battling out for position here. Who's just put that in? Rowell, fastest lap of the race, a 1:29.9. It was P1 Don who we were on with, a 1:30.292. But then this man came through and did a 1:29.939. Closing back on those two drivers in front as well. Is that gravel trap? Yes it is. Trying to stay out of the way of the faster drivers coming through. Good bit of race etiquette there, Grav. Still nobody able to close up on Dylan really. Still 0.6 of a second. He's still got half a second penalty to lose as well. Still nothing in it between these two, these three really. Close back up onto Dylan. He's still got that penalty to lose. Where's he going to drop that? Time gaps just starting to stretch out then between P1 Don and Dylan. Got 0.8 of a second. Drops his penalty down to 0.5 as well. So still just within slipstream range is P1 Don. Any further down the track and he's going to lose that toe. Mocking Weeks just 0.4 of a second back. He's got Rowell literally pushing him around this circuit now as they head down towards turn 4. Again, Mocking Weeks just getting a toe off Don in front, is not allowing Rowell to close up as quickly as he'd want. Oh, but Mocking's gone a little bit deep there. Rowell closes up. Mocking Weeks having to go defensive then. Make you run the long way round, Rowell. Still doesn't manage to slot one up the inside. Mocking Weeks putting his car just in the right position. Top 4 then now, nearly 5.5 seconds in front of Benny in 5th. Benny just coming down the hill behind them then. Still got Mental Nev for company. He's managed to get himself back past Dizzy. Let's go and have a look at that. So Benny then 5.4 seconds back. Mental Nev 0.6 of a second back from him. Dizzy still within slipstream range as well. Should close up a little bit as they head down towards turn 1. Reg GT in 8th is 4.1 seconds down. Gets himself past teammate Manny. Way off the fight in front at the minute. Manny then just 0.2 of a second back, oh sorry, 0.8 of a second back. Tatey, 12 seconds back. Baggy, not far behind him, only 1.3. Dodgy, another 6 seconds back. Aldo, another 4.9 seconds back. So closing the gap, Aldo. Gravel trap, unfortunately, a minute and 14 down. But we haven't seen him trying to stay out of the way of the fast boys coming through. Dylan then gets his lead up to a whole second. That's out of slipstream range for these boys. So Don will have to be punching his own hole through the air now. This might now allow Mocking Weeks and Rao to start putting the pressure on it. Only 8.5 minutes remaining of race 1. Just about lost that penalty as well. Just 0.1 of a second he's got to drop. Drafting, I think they are. Raul then chucks one over to the left-hand side of the track, looks for the inside line into turn 1. Mocking Weeks slots himself past Don. Don holds on to that third, but Raul looking for it now. Looking for a better run out of turn 3, down towards turn 4. He holds the inside line. Can he carry the speed down towards turn 4? Not quite as much as he wants. He might still chuck one up the inside here. He's backed out. No, he hasn't. Don's gone wide. Raul comes through. Takes third then, but Raul's gone wide. A very rare mistake from the German. Carrying far too much speed through there then. Don comes through to reclaim that third position and gives Raul a penalty for the pleasure as well. Very rare mistake by the German. Bionic leg glitching out for a second maybe. Dylan then stretches his lead up to 2 seconds. Mocking Weeks in second, then now got a second over Don. Don's got 1.1 over Raul. Stretching out now then. Nobody getting a toe off anybody else. Mental Nev just 2.3 seconds back. Benny hanging on to him just a second back as well in 6th. Dizzy right there, 0.6 a second back. So these three still battling it out for these positions. Mental Nev getting himself back past Benny for 5th. GT, unfortunately, 5.7 seconds down from those drivers in front. Manny now 1.1 back. He's out of slipstream range. Tatey another 16 seconds back. Under pressure from Baggy at the minute. Teammates though, so I wouldn't have thought there's going to be too much battling going on. Goes to the overtake, looks like he's going to. Tatey's giving him plenty of room as they head down towards turn 1. Big jab of brake there to lose his penalty into there. Tatey allows Baggy through to take that 10th, then Tatey in 11th. Dodgy 12th. Aldo 13th. There's Grav in 14th. Unfortunately, a long way down. Dylan then stretching out 3.5 seconds, 5.5 minutes remaining. Don's got himself back up into 2nd. Mocking Weeks still 3rd. He's picked himself a penalty. Oh, Don a little bit wide through there. Mocking Weeks all over the rear end as they come through Jump Cowan up the hill. We're going to see it again here. A tiny bit of time on Raul as well. Oh, they're going for the bump draft. Try and close that gap up on Dylan in front. It's not working out though. 3.6 seconds between Don and Dylan. Dylan just stretching out on every turn. Oh, Raul chucking himself up the inside at turn 4, side by side with Mocking Weeks as he loses his penalty. Can Mocking Weeks hold it side by side up towards turn 5? He's going to do it. Raul's going to try try and run it side by side. No, he's not. He's had to back out. Looks for a different line on the exit. Again, not worked out for Raul. Has to have another go at Mocking Weeks now. Mocking's still got a little bit of penalty to lose as well, but only 0.1 of a second. Don massively wide on the run down to... Oh, he's kept it on track to Pico. Himself back under pressure from Mocking Weeks though. Still got that 0.1 of a second penalty to lose. And it's still got a Raul to defend from as well. Ourselves on board with Raul then, looking at those two Capsicum drivers in front. Now he gets the benefit of the tow, 0.2 of a second. Not closing up as much as he wants. Are we going to see him slingshot past him at turn one? Mocking Weeks goes slightly defensive again. Just to let Raul know that we're going to make it as difficult as possible for you. Mocking Weeks still not quite dropped that penalty. Raul all over the rear end of him again, goes for a better line, nice and tight through turn 3, side by side with Mocking again. Mocking carrying good speed, so we're getting a little bit of a tow off of Don in front. Still side by side. Raul then does get himself through into third. Mocking Weeks now the chase card, looking for that position back. Mental Nev, Benny and Dizzy just in the background. They have closed this gap back up on this top end fight. See where Dylan is, 4.6 seconds now. Raul past Mocking Weeks, he now chases down that second position. Mocking Weeks in fourth, still got a little bit of a penalty to lose. Mental Nev right behind him now for fifth. Benny 6th, Dizzy 7th. Big gap back then to Reggie in 8th. He's got 6.3 seconds. 8.3 seconds, apologies. 4 seconds then back to Manny. So pulled good time on his teammate, but unable to close that gap up. Baggy past Tatey into 10th. Tatey nearly 3 seconds down. Another bit of pressure from Dodgy, 1.4 seconds back. Aldo another 4.5 seconds back. Gravel trap. 2 minutes 27 off of race leader. So not having a great night tonight, Grav. Tricky circuit though, this one. Through turn 4 cleanly again for Dylan. Don still holding on to second, Raul still third. Mocking just loses his penalty through there for fourth, but he's got Mental Nev all over the rear end of him. He's going to have to go defensive up here. Mental Nev thought about chucking one up the inside. Still looking for the line. Mocking Weeks has to go defensive there then. Mental Nev pushing around that circuit. Benny as well tucked into the back of this fight. He's got 0.4 of a second penalty to lose. And then Dizzy as well for 7th, just 3/4 of a second back. Don under pressure from Raul there. Looking to run around the outside of Pico. Looking for the line at the inside of Junkow. Don gets a very poor exit through there. Raul's all over the rear end of him. Up the inside then for the German. Slipstream. Raul goes defensive. Don goes to run around the outside in turn 1. A little bit tight through there. Might pick up a penalty for that one, Don. All over the rear end of that second place driver though. Gets a good run. Yes, he has picked up a penalty. Far too tight through turn 2. Defensive again for Raul. In the background we've got Mental Nev and Benny 3 wide into turn 4. Benny. Bit of door banging going on through there while he's dropping his penalty. I think Mocking Weeks, has he managed to hold out? No, Mocking Weeks drops into 6th then. Benny gets 5th. Mental Nev up into 4th though. Nobody able to touch Dylan. Though he's got a little bit of a penalty. He is 5.4 seconds up the road. We are on to final lap as well for the feature. comfortable win for Dylan. Not at the start. He had Don and Mental Nev pressuring him for a while. Raoul managed to close that gap up. Dragged a few drivers with him as well, but Dylan still managed to make a break. Here he is, nearly 5.5 second lead as they come through this final turn to take the win then. Tries to drop his penalty, doesn't. So Dylan takes the win, Raoul second, Mental Nev third, Benny fourth, Don fifth. What happened to Don? Mocking Weeks sixth, Dizzy seventh, Reg GT takes eighth, Manny is going to come home for ninth, and a bit of paint damage. 10th for Baggy, 11th for Tatey, 12th for Dodgy, 13th for Aldo, and 14th for Gravel Trap. Yeah, a little bit of a break, and then we jump into race 2, 15 minutes, top 8 reverse grid. So yeah, Raoul's smashed this one. Taking the individual championship and taken the team championship as well, the Bionic Sendits. Let's see what they've got to say about that one. Some close racing in that race early on. Did start stretching out near the end. All came back together though. Yeah, Dizzy all hot and sweaty after that one, under a bit of pressure. So yeah, 15-minute sprint race for race 2, top 8 reverse grid. Mental Nev taking third then. Sneaky, sneaky Mental. Don enjoying that. Cracking race all. Yeah, Dylan and Don were bumper to bumper for an awful long time around there, Mocking Weeks and Raoul closing up on them. But Dylan managed to fend them all off, take the win. It'd be interesting to find out what happened at the start of that race. Was it Valium we saw peeling across track? Lost him from race 1 though. He's not in the lobby either. So it looks like he's not going to turn up for race 2. Well, we've got a break. Oh, that's the wrong one, and he did it again. You know what I've not done, which bag you'll be upset with me about, because I was meant to do it in between quali and race, was this. Not that. That. Just wants me to show off his little video, that's all. So it looks like race 2 start is going to be 10 o'clock. See how they get on in this sprint race. Aldo. Oh, was it? I saw a car go peeling. What happened? What happened? Off the line I'm talking about. I didn't see any other cars go far enough track apart from off the line. Just one of them peeled straight across camera. Don't forget, peeps, get yourselves over to We Are Driven on Facebook. Get yourselves over to Archie's Journey on Facebook. Get yourselves over to Bradley Lowry Foundation as well on Facebook. Click all those like buttons, people. And then when you're done there, get yourselves over to www.justgiving.com/campaign/Archie's Journey. Once you've done that, come back to Facebook. Get yourselves over to Digital Car Culture, Infinity Decals, Digital blah blah blah, Cowbunga Car Diaries, and then go sign up to We Are Driven page and the P1 Gran Turismo page. Go do it. Go on. Keep this running, obviously. Find another one. Someone spun you. Ah, okay. Wasn't sure if it was a great big heavy right foot that just spun those rears up. Two minutes, people. It's probably closer to a minute now. Let's get ourselves on. Lap with Tatey. Supposed to get in the chat after. Controversy. Any second then, people. That's not the way to take that corner, Tatey, is it? So yes, top 8 reverse grid. That is going to put Reg GT up front, I think. Gravel trap, slamming his car to a halt at the end of turn 1. Here we go then, race 2, 15 minutes. Reg GT is going to lead us away, but Dizzy, if he gets a good start, might be able to chuck one up the inside at turn 1. Be a little bit careful. Mocking Weeks tucked in the background as well, and P1 Don. So the Capsicum and Umviri team got 3 drivers in the top 4. Revs are up then. Wait for these lights to go out, and they're away again. Good start by everybody. Looks like Diz has got a good start. Has he managed to get himself up the inside at turn 1? No, Reg GT holds on to it, but Mocking Weeks throws one around the outside. He's going to have the advantage into turn 2. Holds on to second, then Dizzy third. Benny's got himself through into 4th. Don 5th, and under pressure, Rao right behind him. also, who's that? Mental Nev right behind him as well, all vying for position as they come into turn 4. Everyone hard on the brakes. Mental Nev a little bit late. Dylan slots one up the inside of his teammate into 7th. Mental Nev 8th. Aldo in 9th then. Tatey 10th. Dodgy in 11th. Gravel Trap in 12th. Manny 13th. And Baggy 14th. Now's the time, Grav. Hold on to that 12th. Don't let these boys past. Reg GT then still holding the lead. Teammate Mocking Weeks right behind him for 2nd. Benny into 3rd. Dizzy 4th. Wow, 5th. Don right behind him for 6th. Dylan 7th. Pushing for position down this long straight. Oh, Dizzy's got a poor exit. Raul not getting a great exit either. Wrong way. On board with Don then, looking to chuck himself past the 5th place driver. Now 5th place driver. Oh, Raul piles himself into... What's going on here? It's all going wrong. Don just gets himself through, holds on to 4th, but Raul again looking to cut down the inside, heading down towards turn 4. Again, he's got the advantage just. Dylan chucking one down the inside of Dizzy there as well. Wrong way. So Don just holding on to 4th, Raul 5th. Dylan all the way up into 6th, Mental Nev 7th, Dylan in 8th. HGT lost the lead of this race to Benny now. Why have you done that? I've gone crazy. Change. Damn it. So Benny's managed to get himself out front. Mocking Weeks also passed Reg GT as well into 2nd. Into 3rd. Damage on, maybe a little tiny mistake for him. I think traction control on as well there for Reg. Get rid of that, mate. That's going to be slowing you right down, my friend. Get rid of that traction control. Good for off the line, but could be slowing you down out of every single corner. Mocking Weeds then looking for this position back off of Benny. The inside in turn 1. Camera angles, so he does get himself through. Tiny bit of bumping and a barge in between himself and Benny. He holds on to 1st, Benny 2nd then, and that brings Reg GT back into this fight. Benny's gone defensive, everybody looking for a slipstream down here. Benny's had to go a little bit defensive again. Reg GT chucks one up the inside. Benny's going to have the inside line into this next turn. Goes. GT not able to chuck one back down the inside yet. As they were. Dom just in the background then still managed to defend off Raul, still fending off Dylan as well. Mental Nev and Dizzy in that fight. So the shorter sprint race makes for a bit of a punchier race. Weeks then taking the race lead. Got himself 0.6 of a second over Benny. Reg GT all over the back of Benny up here though. Are we going to see the move from Reg GT? Got a good toe. He's going to run around the outside. To run it side by side with Benny. Doesn't work out for him there. So loses a tiny bit of time to Benny in front. We'll gain that back down here. 0.3 of a second again the gap is down to. Closing up under braking. Drivers behind are closing up though. Don's gone a little bit deep through there again. Raul's managed to slot one through up into 4th again. Tiny little mistake from Don. Just wasn't able to get that car pointed in the right direction on that AstroTurf. That brought Raul through. Dylan now putting him under pressure as well. Mental Nev 7th. Dizzy still 8th, just tucked onto the back end of this fight. Aldo 9th, a little bit of a penalty to lose. He's got Tatey for company in 10th. Manny is just a second and a half back in 11th. Baggy 5.7 seconds back in 12th. Dodgy another 3.6 back in 13th. And unfortunately, Gravel Trap at the back of the pack again, 16 seconds down. Weeks then pulls almost a second over Benny. So kicking off for third position. Oh, it's three wide. Raul, Reg and Don looking for that position. Raul slots himself through to third. Don fourth, Reg GT fifth. Dylan now looking dangerous. Dylan up to 5th, up the inside of Reg GT, looking for that position off Don as well. Don keeping it on track this time, so yeah, I think he just got his wheels on that grass on the right hand side of that exit of turn 4. Raul was able to get through. Reg GT coming under all sorts of pressure then. Mental, Nev and Dizzy looking for that position off of him. Side by side for Diz and Mental. Still side by side as they come into Essay. Dizzy slots himself through into 7th though. Mental Nev 8th. Although 4.5 back, still got a little bit of penalty to lose. Managed to drop Tatey, but that's brought Manny Affec right onto the rear bumper of Tatey. Couple of penalties to lose there as well. Baggy in 12th. 6.7 seconds back. Dodgy 2.3. Fortunately, Gravel just losing more time. Still got a second up front then. Mocking. Two Germans in second and third. Are they able to close back up? Don then under pressure for that 4th position off of Dylan. Side by side still. Don holds onto it just, but Dylan is going to put himself in a great place for a run down onto turn 4. Button, that's what we wanted. Rear view. Backs out. Dylan thought about chucking one up the inside, but it might have wrecked both their races. Now gets a good run on Don out of turn 4 though, towards turn 5. Dylan gives Don plenty of space side by side through there still. Still gives plenty of space, but carries enough speed to take the position off of Don, up into 4th for Dylan then. And Dizzy now right up behind Don with Reg GT and Mental Nev looking for those positions. Down the hill then, heading towards Junkow. 6 minutes remaining. Everybody going to be gaining a good toe up this start-finish straight. A little bit of a gap between Dylan and the top 3. 2.2 seconds the gap. Let's just get ourselves up front with Mockin. What's he got? He's got a second over Benny. Benny under pressure from Raul. Raul actually gets himself through into 2nd. So Raul's job now then to try and hunt down that 1st place man. Five and a half minutes left to do it. Got teammate Benny to just keep his eye on behind. A little bit of a penalty for him to drop. The German already closing down on Mocking Weeks in front. 0.6 of a second. Can Mocking Weeks fend him off? 5 minutes remaining. CJ7XCFC2. Big up Don, shout out to all the P1 boys, there you go. Change your user tag, damn it. Mocking Weeks then gap down to absolutely nothing between himself and the German. Between himself and the 2 Germans through Junkow then. Raul and Benny both in a good position here. 0.6 of a second. Maybe not close enough to get the job done before turn 1. This is Raul we're talking about though. Benny trying to stick with Raul, using as much of that track as possible. Mocking Weeks trying to drop the toe from those two Germans behind. He's gone a little bit deep into turn 1, brings Raul back into it. Benny loses his penalty through there as well. Mocking Weeks holds on for another lap. 0.3 of a second though between Mocking and Raul. Raul not close enough to make a move down into turn 4 this time. So on board now with the second place man, looking at first place Mocking Weeks. He's run himself a little bit deep there. Raul's going to carry some good speed out of turn 4. Can he get the job done? Still side by side with Mocking. He's not letting him have it easy, but Raul then, oh, still Mocking Weeks side by side. Just has to back off through there. Mocking Weeks, great bit of driving, holds on to first, but for how much longer? 3 minutes remaining. Pulling a little bit of time. Oh, the German behind, fishtailing out of Biko there. He's got a big chunk of penalty to lose as well. 2.8 seconds. Dylan right behind him in 4th as well. P1 Diz and who's that? Don side by side coming through junk out. Diz just getting himself through into 5th. Don 6th. Raul then 1/4 of a second back from Mocking. Goes to the outside line. Mocking shuts the door on him. So Raul closing up on Mocking as they come round turn 3. Already got the tighter line as they head down towards turn 4. Nowhere for Mocking to go. He can't close the door on Raul anymore. Side by side through here though. Mocking Weeks is not letting this go easy. Raul just able to carry the speed, gets himself through into first place. Mocking Weeks 2nd. 2 minutes remaining. Can he get this position back? Can he defend from the next German behind him in 3rd? And possibly fend off Dylan as well. Benny chucks one up the inside. A little bit of contact. Mocking Weeks now got the inside line into this next turn. Just drives Benny a little bit wide. Benny still side by side on the exit though. Mocking Weeks holds onto it by the skin of his teeth at the minute. But Benny now comes under pressure from Dylan. Dylan thought about chucking one up the outside there. Raul just starting to stretch his gap out now from these boys. A little bit squirrely out of there for Mocking as well. Let's get ourselves on board with Mocking. Looking back, Dylan got himself past Benny there at junk out. Up into 3rd then. And closing the gap up on Mocking Weeks. Just 0.4 of a second in it. Dylan, winner of race 1. Looking dangerous. Just a lap to go then. He's going to struggle to get up to 1st is Dylan. 1.2 seconds between 1st and 2nd at the minute. Dylan all over the back end of 2nd place, looking for that 2nd podium position. All 3 drivers running wide through there. Keeps the position into turn 4. Loses his penalty. Benny chucks one back down the inside, retakes that 3rd position off of Dylan. Still got that great big heap of penalty to lose though, has Benny. Now putting the pressure back on Mocking Weeks for 2nd. He's not able to chuck one up the inside there. Does lose a tiny bit of his penalty, but again, just got to be a bit careful here. Doesn't want to take anybody out. Let me just change this view up. On to that 2nd then Mocking. Both drivers behind losing their penalty. They're inside each other. That could end up disastrously, but Dylan gets himself through into 3rd. Now looking for a good run down this start finish straight to take the 2nd place off of Mocking. All over the rear end of him as he heads up the hill. It's the wrong driver. Board with Mocking Weeks then. Dylan all over the back end of him. Himself out wide. It's going to be side by side as they cross the line. Raul's taken the win. Mockin takes second. Dylan takes third, losing his penalty across the line. Dizzy takes fourth in the end with Benny's penalty. He's dropped himself down to fifth. Dom takes sixth. Mental Nev takes seventh. Reg GT eighth. Manny takes ninth. Tatey is going to come home for 10th with a bit of a wiggle. Aldo 11th. Baggy just going to take 12th off of Dodgy. Dodgy's not quite close enough to get him before the line. No, he's not. Sideways across the line for Bags, then 12th, 13th for Dodgy, and 14th for Gravel. Listen, CJ7X CFC2, right? Don't start causing trouble. So, some great racing again there by the P1 boys. Real tight racing. Raul sneaking his way through to take the win in race 2 then. Dylan taking the win in race 1. But Raul taking the championship. Bionic, Sendits, the team also taking the championship as well. So congratulations to both of them. Been a good series this one. Different cars, different tracks every week. Yeah, it's made for some interesting racing. Right, what have we got coming up? This one's done then. No more Sunday League for a while. I'm backing out of Sundays for a little bit. So I've got one more race, I think, of the Ford Focuses next week. And then I'm taking a season out of weekends. But I'm still doing my stuff during the week. I just wanted a bit of time over the weekends, that was all. So, nothing on Monday night because the minis have got a 2-week break. Nothing Tuesday night because the Clash of the Teams has finished. Wednesday night is the finals of the Mature Racing Club Team Oliver Racing GR3 League at 8:30. Come and check that out. At 9 o'clock we've got the final round of Archie's Journey Mazda Challenge as well from Nordschleife. So that's better. Nice one, CJ7. That works for me. Friday night we've got rounds 11 and 12 of Gran Turismo Touring Car Championship hosted by Mature Racing Club. That's 9 o'clock. Nothing Saturday, and then, like I say, final round of the Ford Focuses on Sunday at 8 PM. And this one is done and dusted, so nothing at 9 PM next week. And then, yes, after Sunday next week, I'm taking a season out from the weekends. So don't expect anything from me on a Sunday. All right? I may pick up a team versus team if there's anything like that. I may. Yeah, no leagues or series for me for a few weeks. Right, so that's about it. I hope you've liked what you've watched. If you have, give it a like, comment, subscribe. Tell your mates, tell your mums. Hold on, let me find the right thing. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.